Dan, how about Mr. Mahomes? The total is 1.5 passing touchdowns, more or less.
I'm going to say more. Now, this is an elite Philadelphia defense, specifically down in the red zone. They're absolutely fantastic. Jordan Love was on with us on NFL Live yesterday and asked him about that Eagles defense. He said they're so good in the red zone with their sticky coverage. But this is Patrick Mahomes. And with the winner-go-home nature of this game, I think Patrick finds a way down in the red zone, one in rhythm and one without or off rhythm for their offense.
So we've been telling you all morning long that there is a sneaky reason why Mahomes might have more success against this defense than you think. We were talking in our meeting this morning, and it's a player that most people probably aren't paying a whole lot of attention to because he wasn't there much of the year. Why is it so important?
Yeah, Hollywood Brown. He has allowed us. He's come back to this offense and gotten back in the rhythm of this offense. It has placed everybody back in position. So you see a guy like Xavier Worthy, they're allowed to use him the way they wanted to, kind of the way they envision using him, whether it's a gadget play, explosive plays, rub plays, to use him yards after the catch, all the things they kind of wanted to get to. When Hollywood Brown came back, it allowed for Juju Smith-Schuster, for Kelsey, and we heard Dan talk about he has to have a vintage day. It will open all of those things up because of his presence.
Yeah, I've really appreciated the way that Mahomes in the last couple games, particularly in the Bills game, they relied so much on the RPO, and it really puts a lot of onus on the quarterback to make consistent, good decisions and accuracy, and I think it takes a lot of pressure off of the rest of the players, including the offensive line, and you end up in a situation that Mahomes' accuracy and decision-making sets you up so you get explosive plays from guys like Juju Smith-Schuster. It's such a credit to how well Mahomes has managed this team,
efficiency,
and managed his career, and managed this moment. It feels kind of like that show Chopped, where they throw you some ingredients and you have to make a masterpiece out of it. That's what him and Reed are doing right now. They got a guard playing tackle. They got blocking receivers going for big plays. Like, it's pretty impressive.
It's the most efficient offense in the NFL, and that's why the matchup is interesting, because Philadelphia defensively forces you to constantly be patient and efficient. I also think they throw a lot at you defensively, especially specifically in these games that late in the season, playoff matchups, Andy Reid and Matt Nagy find different ways that they can not only attack a defense, but put them in a favorable situation offense. All those different pieces that you guys talk about, they'll put multiple tight ends on the field. They're going to move Patrick. So I think that's really a thing for Philadelphia and their defense to pay attention to with Kansas City. But how many different tight ends are on the field? That's not notorious for this offense. It's vintage, old school Philadelphia Eagle offense under Andy Reid. They'll run the ball out of it. I talked about moving Patrick Mahomes. Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, how do you defend them? Get the quarterback away from them. That's one of those easy completions that Dom and Jeff were referencing, the RPO, Dom. They're not trying to call RPOs the run-pass option to hit 10, 15-yard runs. They want 4 or 5 yards. They just want to be efficient to allow them to get to 2nd and 6 and 3rd and 2. And then Jeff's point, Juju Smith-Schuster. This is why I find this game really interesting. Philadelphia is a zone-centric defense. All this offense is about is feel. They got like 6 guys who have great feel. And I think playing zone against them actually helps them more so than playing man against them.
Absolutely.
Listen, DeAndre Hopkins also is somebody who hasn't contributed a lot to this Chiefs offense. And if we go back to other years when teams made midseason acquisitions of wide receivers, in 2020, the Buccaneers traded for Antonio Brown.
Won it.
Scored a Super Bowl touchdown. In 2021, the Rams traded for Odell Beckham Jr., scored a touchdown.
That's right.
DeAndre Hopkins, now 2024, a few years later, that next wide receiver playing in his first Super Bowl that has a chance to make a mark on Sunday.
That's an interesting way of looking at it. When you think about the Chiefs, obviously you associate Taylor Swift with them. Her tour was called Eras. Like, Mahomes is in his winning era, right? Like he started out in his ridiculous era, right? He's going to throw 50 touchdowns and all that stuff. Now he's in that sort of game manager, which we use in completely the wrong context most of the time. He's just in the winning era.
And you see the way that they play and how he's played this season and how he's been playing recently is you notice that we don't talk about him in MVP stuff. He's done that. We don't talk about him as in dominating the league. He's done that. They are concerned about racking up Super Bowls and getting to the end of games, getting into the situations where they are most comfortable. It's been so impressive that he's been on this particular career arc where all of our great players, normally they get acclimated to the league. And then they rack up awards and they get all the attention. Then they start winning championships.
Right.
He showed up on day one and threw 50 touchdowns, almost won the Super Bowl. The The next year, Super Bowl. Then he starts racking up more and more Super Bowls, and you see in how they approach this season that it's all about getting those rings from Mahomes and Reed.
I think watching Mahomes, the selflessness that he plays with, because you just said it, game manager, right? And how we use that as a negative connotation, that he's comfortable doing that. But even it goes Travis Kelce the same way. If he can open somebody else up, he celebrates. Every player on their team, whether it's Watson scoring a touchdown, they're the first ones to celebrate. It's like everybody is selfless because it all starts with Mahomes. You never hear him talk about MVPs. It's always about wins.
Right.
It's always about Super Bowls. That vision, that drive that he has permeates that team for a reason.
And I think the greatness of him right now is it's almost on a play-by-play basis. Oh, it's 1st and 10, and you're doing this.
Yep.
I have to run for 4 yards, even though I want to throw the ball there. Oh, it's 3rd and 3, and I'll take off or dump it off. I think like the mindset of on a play-by-play basis, what do I have to do on this play to have a successful play? Because that's the beauty. He doesn't get negative plays anymore.
Right.
Those are completely gone from his game. That's a huge thing on Sunday.
When you say game manager, that has the connotation of somebody who plays smart.
It has the connotation of someone who's not talented.
Well, but this is a team. The whole team is a bunch of game managers. They don't make mistakes.
That's a good point.
That's the whole thing. The whole
One
team.
other huge storyline.
How's it going, everybody? Villa Sports Network here. Just want to thank you guys for your support on the channel. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Also want to kind of remind you to don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment on the video if you like as well. But regardless of the fact, thank you again for your support, and hope to see you on the next video.